Dungeons and Dragons is a fantasy role-playing game. You are a hero. You get to go and find out where the princess is being held captive by the ogres. You get to go and rescue the princess. You get to go see the dragons. You get to go and do anything that you think of and that the dungeon master can try and figure out. So there's a lot of interaction between the two. But you are playing a hero trying to rescue the princess. I have the longest continually running Dungeons and Dragons game by a female GM in the world. I have run continually most every Sunday since 1978, and right now it's 2017, so that's a whole lot of years. When I was in college, back at Oakland University, I took a fantasy class because I love fantasy, and it was a really interesting class. And at the very end of the class, they had a girl who got up as an extra credit project to have a presentation. And she brought out these 3 booklet sets. She says, I have something called Dungeons and Dragons. It is an interactive role-playing game. I would like volunteers from the audience for someone to be the wizard, the fighter, the cleric. And I went, yes, me, take me. Sounded so fascinating. So we had 15 minutes maybe of, okay, this is how this would go. Roll the dice, you would do this. I would do this. Oh my gosh, I would do this. And at the end of the class, I wandered over to her and I said, so where can I do more of this? And she said, oh, the science fiction club on campus, the Order of Leibowitz, were doing, but it was the end of the semester. So over Christmas, I said, Mom, can I have this thing for Christmas? It's called Dungeons and Dragons. And she got me the box set. It was brand new. She had no idea where to buy it, but she found it. I got it for Christmas, and the Order of Leibowitz could not get rid of me at all. I have stories to tell. I don't think I'll ever run out of stories to tell. I have things to draw from the stories. I like the input. Part of the story that we're telling is everybody's telling the story.
Diana is probably one of the most, of every GM I've ever had, she can improvise the best. She'll come up with a good story framework, and then whatever we do, she can come up with something on the fly to work with it. As she's often fond of saying, I give the players choices of A, B, or C, and they'll pick, 7. So flexible, tells a good story, is willing to put up with our shenanigans, and maybe not necessarily us playing along with the plot so well. But yeah, she's a great storyteller. But I think probably what keeps people coming back to it, I mean, certainly me, is that there is a lot of continuity. We can go back and we can deal with NPCs or characters or storylines that we've dealt with before. It's not like, oh yeah, we did this one week and we're never going to talk about it again. So it's kind of like going back and visiting old friends, even if it's your old imaginary friends that your other friends made up. It's kind of the same thing.
I don't have a specific plan for where it's going. I have ideas in my head. I don't have a specific, oh, I'm going to go and do this with it and then the world will die, or oh, the world is going to be saved. No, I've got players. We interact. We have stories. The players have their own stories to tell, and the way they bring a character to life and the way that they invent their histories, that tells a part of the game that I get to react to. It's like every once in a while I think, oh, I should will my campaign to somebody else. Or maybe I should will it to Sabrina. She's my daughter. She couldn't, but she isn't currently running a game. Maybe I could give it to Gary. No, I don't know. Everybody has a game and everybody has a viewpoint and everybody has the stories they tell. So it's like if I give my game to somebody else, that'll be their stories. They won't necessarily be my stories. I want the stories that we tell around the table to be our stories. I want it to be the players' stories. I want it to be my stories. I like the interaction. As long as my players are having fun and I'm having fun, I think that D&D is much more personal storytelling. Everybody, I mean, if I published it, then I would need you guys to be playing with that DM. I need Sandy to go over and go, no, we have to do this now. Because part of the story that we're telling is everybody's telling the story.